African heads of state earlier on today opened a special summit on relations with the International Criminal Court. The African Union meeting is being held to urge the ICC not to prosecute sitting heads of state and defer the trials of Kenya's leadership and Sudan's president. The meeting at the AU headquarters comes amid mounting tension with the ICC, which has been accused of acting like a neo-colonialist institution that has singled out Africans since being set up as the world's first permanent court to try genocide and war crimes. We join Associate Editor Noah Otieno, who is in Addis Ababa.
The presidents and the prime ministers of the African Union member countries have right now gone into a closed session to deliberate on the resolutions made by the foreign affairs ministers from the AU member countries. And sources tell me that despite a lot of pressure from the other foreign affairs ministers from the AU member countries, the Kenyan delegation did not ask for a mass withdrawal of the African countries from the ICC or the Rome Statute. Instead, the Kenyan delegation was asking for a deferral of the cases against President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto.
It should be underscored that our goal is not and should not be a crusade against ICC, but a solemn call for the organization to take Africa's concerns seriously. I hope during this extraordinary session, we will be able to thoroughly deliberate on how best we could move forward on these issues, which have far-reaching significance in our collective efforts to promote peace and security in Africa.
We would therefore like the United Nations Security Council and the ICC to work with us to ensure that the process of stability, reconciliation, security and peace in Kenya is consolidated. The UN Security Council and the ICC should work with us to enable the elected leadership of Kenya to fulfill their constitutional obligations by urgently considering deferment of the ICC proceedings against the President and Vice President of Kenya in accordance with Article 16 of the Rome Statutes.
It is expected that the presidents and the prime ministers from the AU member countries will push the United Nations Security Council and the ICC to accept to defer the cases against Uhuru and William Ruto, while AU pushes for reforms on the ICC and the Rome Statute. Also, the AU member countries will be pushing for a guarantee of immunity for President Uhuru Kenyatta during his term in office. These are the resolutions we expect to be announced later today, at least by 2 p.m. From the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, my name is Noah Otieno.